I'm pretty sure they're gonna make it crit.
Should I get a little
I've been
funny on and
playing
do some
her,
dusting?
but K-Drive is a huge learning curve for me. Yeah. Well, I could help you with that. I could actually show you how to do it. Hold on, let me show you. So what you do is, for one, take it off a steel path. And this, I actually wanted to show people this because I have this weird thing where I've never really showed people how to do it, and I think that would probably help.
Thinking about you.
So what you're gonna want to do is you want to go get your rally. You're supposed to really get a build that's like super tanky or something like that. Take it off a steel path, and what you do,
Just
right,
be glad I'm not taking
is
you
you
home to meet my parents.
choose like
One warzone is enough.
you choose like a Grenier place, or like a place that you think you might have a little bit of trouble with. And what you do, I'll show you with Earth actually. What you do is you go to a low-level mission, right? And you hop onto Merulina as soon as you get there. And what you want to do is you want
There is a
to
large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed
challenge
here.
yourself
Leave
to
no
be
one
on the
standing.
board as long as possible. Right? It's basically a thing where, like, you have to practice, but you have to practice in a certain way, right? Fucking... Alright, I gotta go. You practice on the board in a certain way. You go and you force yourself to be on the board as long as possible, right? Because you're never gonna, like, learn unless you actually go and do it. So what you gotta do is force yourself to do it. You focus on your aim, trying to get kills with your guns. But specifically, you go through it and just try to stay on the board as long as possible. This is like the beginning of it. The next thing you do is, after you get used to being on the board as long as possible in like certain tile sets, like Earth, Mars, like you go to anywhere that's open, you start doing that in more and more tile sets until you get to the point where you're staying on it as much as possible. Then, let me see if I can find a good spot to show you. Then, what you're gonna want to do is, after you do that, you want to practice this maneuver right here. And what you do is, when you get to a point where you're able to be on the board as long as possible, you practice doing fancy shit, right? Like going over here and like landing on a certain spot, right? You basically have to challenge yourself to do things to a point where you can feel like you are doing it naturally, right? Literally, like, I'm on an exterminate mission, I'm supposed to kill, but what I'm doing instead is I'm playing with the board, right? You gotta experiment a little. Dodging and stuff. And I don't see a pipe, but like in the Grenier Galleon, there's like a pipe. And what you want to do is you want to do stuff like this. Like, imagine if that's the pipe. You jump and go into the pipe. That pipe in the Grenier Galleon, that's like just where you have to go to like go to a different area, right? You basically have to challenge yourself to be able to dodge into the pipe, like that. Essentially what it is you need to work as if it's a muscle. Go to your limit, and go to a point where you can do it, and make sure you're able to process the situation too. Like, after the mission, try to think, okay, what could I have done better? How could I have done it better? So next time, I can be better, right? Oh, actually, here's a good way to show you. Like that. Literally, get yourself to a point where you are challenging yourself to do something slowly until you're able to do shit like this. Yeah? And then, keep in mind, you do not want to go to the gas city first, right? You explain it so much better than everything I've asked? Yeah. Essentially, work with it like a muscle, and do it slowly until you're able to do things more and more until you're able to get to the point where you're naturally using the K-Drive as if it's a as if it's walking, right? That's basically what I would say is pretty good for K-Drive. If you want to learn your rally, how to properly
Keep going.
play a
Nobody knows you're here.
non-subsumed, non-augmented Urelli, just gotta practice, but just gotta practice a certain way. The proper way, you know? Honestly, I might have 2 videos out today. So I might try to, like, take this and turn it into how to get better at Urelli's K-Drive and
Another
stuff.
job well
And then I'll
executed.
have the rants that I had earlier about, like, how I feel about making content, you know? Yeah, essentially, it's basically like Tony Hawk too. Like Tony Hawk, Pro Skater games, they had you first figure out what an ollie was, right? And you go from ollie to kickflip, then ollie to grind, and kickflip to grind. Then you go off of ramps and do like a bunch of tricks on there. The I think it's called a nose tap, and then like stuff like that, and then it throws you into like increasing difficulty until you're finally into a point where you're doing like a 50, 60, 70 trick chain for like hundreds of thousands of points, right? The reason why it's easy for me is because I went through the Tony Hawk Pro Skater thing, and that's what Tony Hawk Pro Skater told me, right? Yeah, I fucking loved Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
My sister thinks the world of
Fucking
you.
loved that game. It was like, that's why it's easy for me, because I essentially utilized what I was taught in Tony Hawk's and turned it into my own tutorial. And that's what I did. But yeah. Maybe I'll turn this into cutoff point of the highlight so I can like explain that as well. But yeah. That's I guess my highlight.
Explains why you like K-Drive so much.
Oh yeah, you know what? You know what video game I actually wish there was at least one more of? Like something like modern and stuff. It's a fucking Pro Skater game. Like I know Tony Hawk's like fucking old as fuck, but take me back to the 90s where I'm coming home and just skating aimlessly all over the damn place. It's like, oh, Jet Set Radio. Jet Set Radio, it's not entirely like a real skater game. There's like combat in it, right? I'm thinking more like...
It's more of an arcade.
Yeah. I'm thinking more like full-on pro skater.
Like, full on, you're only skating, and
Yeah.
you're skating, and that's the only point to the game.
Yeah, it's like, I want a skating game, you know? Like, that would bring me back to a, honestly, dark part of my childhood, but it would bring me back to one of my fondest memories. And people wonder why I fucking love Urelli. She reminds me, like I mentioned this before, Urelli brought me out of some of my toughest times, and literally, like, to even extend it more, skater games in general were the things that brought me out of the toughest times in my life. And that is a huge reason as to why specifically Urelli with the K-Drive has brought me out of the darkest moments in my YouTube career. Not just like, keep in mind, when I wanted to quit Warframe, I wanted to quit all gaming as a whole, right? Urelli got me back into gaming. Skating and surfing in video games were some of the greatest times of my life. Oh, in gaming specifically. Greatest time in my gaming career. So I want to experience that and not have it be shit. Like, it's like, oh, what about skate? the skate games were not. Oh my god, skate games were not very great. And like there was also like a thing of like, oh, what about the latest one, the one that came after Skate? Oh my god, you want to talk about bad? Oh, you
The
want to talk
best
about bad?
skate game was, in my opinion, 2.
Two, two, two probably. If two did the thing that games probably would probably have a thing, right? Yeah. Two had this thing where it kind of sort of gave us what we wanted out of the first one while also giving us more than that, right? Fixed a bunch of stuff, made stuff better, smoothed out a mechanics, and also added more really good mechanics, right? Never played the game, but it's mostly because I couldn't afford it.
The issue is,
Mm-hmm.
when they made 3,
Mm-hmm.
they kept it the same.
Yeah. I hear it was super
That
fucking
was
buggy
the-
too.
That was the issue of Skate 3.
Mm-hmm.
It had all of 2's bugs,
Yeah.
and its own.
Yeah. Yeah. Legitimately, like, Skate, I would say, Skate was actually my window into the problem with gaming about how, like, bugginess is really bad. Because when I played Pro Skater games, they all were good. And the Skate came out, and it's like, wait a minute, I've never seen a buggy skater game before. And I was like, ooh.
I didn't ollie and ended up on the top of the fucking Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. It's... if any, like, subsect of gamers has had such a hard time, because it's not just, like, your rally, it's not just, like, those games, you know? It's, like, games that have skateboarding and surfing in general just have so much shit. Also, I enjoy Tony Hawk Underground 1 and 2 and American Wasteland. Yeah. Yeah. Underground 1 and 2 were so good. I never tried American Wasteland though, but I was mostly stuck on like the Underground stuff. Those stuff were great. But like,
Finding for the lifesavers, cat.
yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, talking about that reinvigorated my love for Sheer Rally. Are you my game it? Yeah. GameCube as well. Aw, that's great.
I don't remember which one I played. It was either 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk, either. It was either 2 or 3. It was on GameCube. And I had a fucking blast with it. I think it was...
Yeah.
Was 3 on the GameCube?
I think 3 was, yeah. Like, I remember like
I think I played 3.
yeah.
If 3 wasn't on the GameCube, it was definitely 2, because I don't remember playing Pro Skater 1.
My mom's gonna be all like, "What is this in the mail? It's like a box. Did you get something? Is this a bomb?" And it's like, "No, that
Yeah, that's a console.
that's somebody sending me something from my friend group." And it's like, "What? Playing as Benjamin Franklin and Bigfoot? Hell yeah!" I remember when you were able to play as prostitutes, and it's like, wait a minute, are these like porn stars? No, they were like porn stars, prostitutes, models, but they were all like they literally like a couple of them were literally just random prostitutes in their area, and it's like, what? Like, you allow this? Like, hell yeah, we allow this. We're a fucking Tony Hawk's game. Like, we're the real fucking Edge. The original Edge.
You
we actually,
go to New Orleans,
yeah.
you go to a random corner, and you literally have fucking prostitute flashing.
Yeah.
Just like, what the fuck? You allowed this a
Yeah, it's like,
skating game?
yeah, the skating game was fucking awesome. And like they were also body scans from real prostitutes too. It's like, where'd you get these body scans? Oh, like you go this
Oh,
street
real
at this time
people.
and then you'll be able to meet her. And weirdly enough, that she actually ended up getting a few like customers off of that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But, oh my goodness. I remember going to tournaments. Yeah. Oh, tournaments. Oh, I remember those tournaments. Oh, they were like they were like cringe but awesome at the same time. Does that make any sense?
Right.
I like how we're
Fuck,
playing Warframe
they were
but gushing
great.
about like fucking skater games of all things.
Skating games, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look who's on the screen. Of course, I'm like gushing about skater games. Like, it's not even like the hey fellow kids thing. No, I was a true connoisseur of like skater games back in the day. I would get a lot of them, and it's like,
True connoisseur of racing or of skating games.
yeah. The thing is, like, I only got the
Um,
good ones, and over
yeah.
here, like, looking at skate and how buggy it is, I'm just like, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. And then like after that, it was just like, yeah, this skater games have gone to shit. But the closest one that was like good, but that was also like not my style, was like a skater game that was like Disney's Toy Story. Like they were had a Toy Story one. I'm over here like, I don't think I like that. I don't think I like a Toy Story skater game, even though like the combos and stuff were like pretty good. Like, the grinding was smooth. I'm over here like, I don't think it's my thing. I like myself some Tony Hawk, or like, who's the other guy? There's another guy. There's a BMX guy. He also had like,
The
there's
BMX guy that made shit too. I don't remember his name.
But I remember when the BMX guy and Tony Hawk made a game together, dude. It was so like at least for a skating game, it was actually pretty popular because like it had like it had some. It was pretty high quality, and like there wasn't anything like out at the time, so like people were getting skater game, but like it was a pretty good game. You ride bikes. Some people liked bikes more than like skates, but like I remember correctly, like the people who would talk about it would be super good into it. Yeah, yeah, it was good. So
Yeah, it was good.
I want to play some fucking Urelli now. Alright, who's joining?